Jack Murray was not one to believe in miracles. Yet, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange hue over the choppy waters off Coral Bay, Australia, he found himself praying for one. He hauled in another empty net, his face etched with frustration. The once teeming waters had been barren for months, and Jack's livelihood hung in the balance. Jack was a rugged man in his mid-40s, with a weathered face that told tales of countless battles against the sea. His hands, calloused from years of hard work, gripped the ropes with the ease of a seasoned fisherman. He had grown up in Coral Bay, a small coastal town where fishing was more than a job. It was a way of life. But now, the fish were gone, and with them, the hope of many in the community. As Jack prepared to head back to shore, a strange light appeared in the sky. At first, he thought it was a shooting star, but it grew larger, brighter, and unmistakably closer. The light hovered above the water, then descended rapidly, landing with a soft thud on the beach. Jack's heart raced as he navigated his boat towards the shore, curiosity and trepidation battling within him. Standing by his boat, Jack watched in awe as a small spacecraft, sleek and metallic, opened a hatch. From it emerged an alien figure, humanoid in shape but distinctly otherworldly. The alien's skin shimmered with a silver-blue hue, and its eyes glowed with an inner light. It moved with a grace that was both unsettling and mesmerizing. "Greetings, Jack Murray." The alien spoke in perfect English, its voice resonating with a calm authority. "I am Zarok from Aqua Prime. We have been observing your planet and require your expertise." Jack blinked, trying to process the surreal encounter. You've been watching me?" he stammered. "Yes," Zarok nodded. "Our oceans are dying, much like yours. We need your skills to restore them." Jack's skepticism was palpable. "Why me? I'm just a fisherman." Zarok's eyes softened, reflecting a depth of emotion. "You are more than that. Your knowledge, your perseverance, and your connection to the sea make you ideal for this mission. Will you help us?" The offer was tempting. Jack's mind raced with possibilities. Adventure, a chance to save an entire planet's ecosystem, and perhaps a way to bring new techniques back to Earth. But the fear of the unknown loomed large. "I don't know," Jack hesitated. "Leaving everything behind. It's a lot to ask." Zarok extended a hand, a gesture both human and alien. "We offer a significant reward and a promise of safe return. Trust me, Jack. This is your calling." Jack felt a strange pull, an urge to step into the unknown. His thoughts drifted to Coral Bay, the faces of those who depended on him, and the barren waters that once teemed with life. Taking a deep breath, he grasped Zarok's hand. "I'll do it," he said, his voice firm with newfound resolve. The journey to Aqua Prime was a blur of starlight and alien technology. Jack marveled at the vastness of space, the infinite possibilities it held. When they finally approached Aqua Prime, the sight took his breath away. Vast oceans stretched as far as the eye could see, but they were eerily lifeless, a mirror image of his struggles back home. Zarok guided Jack through the bustling port city, a blend of advanced technology and organic architecture. Jack's awe was interrupted by the urgency of their mission. He was introduced to Lena, a young alien biologist with vibrant green skin and eyes that sparkled with intelligence. "Welcome, Jack," Lena greeted warmly. "We have much to do." Jack quickly got to work, applying his knowledge to the alien environment. They faced numerous challenges, from unfamiliar marine species to technological malfunctions. Jack's ingenuity and Lena's scientific expertise began to yield promising results, but not without opposition. Narl, an influential traditionalist, openly criticized Jack's methods. "This is not our way," he snarled. "Outsiders cannot save us." The tension between Jack and Narl added a layer of complexity to their mission. Jack knew he had to prove himself, not just to save Aqua Prime's oceans, but to validate his worth. Days turned into weeks, and the first signs of success appeared. Jack and Lena discovered a unique algae that could rejuvenate the ocean's ecosystem. The breakthrough brought hope, but it was short-lived. A severe storm hit, damaging their equipment and setting back their progress. As they struggled to recover, Narl's sabotage attempt became apparent. Jack confronted him, his anger boiling over. "Why are you doing this? Don't you see we're trying to help?" Narl's eyes flashed with anger and fear. "You don't belong here. Your ways will destroy us." The confrontation reached a boiling point, but Jack's determination never wavered. He repaired the equipment, rallying the community's support. Together, they faced the challenges head-on, with Jack's leadership and Lena's scientific insight guiding the way. Chapter 2: Trials and Tribulations. Jack Murray stood on the shores of Aqua Prime, the alien planet's vast, lifeless oceans stretching out before him. He took a deep breath, absorbing the unfamiliar but oddly invigorating scents carried by the breeze. The challenge ahead was daunting, but Jack felt a renewed sense of purpose. Lena, the young alien biologist, was already busy with preparations. Her vibrant green skin glistened under the planet's twin suns, and her eyes sparkled with determination. "Jack, we need to start with the algae cultivation. It's the cornerstone of our restoration plan." Jack nodded, quickly adapting to the advanced tools and techniques provided by the aliens. The initial phase involved introducing Earth's resilient algae species, combined with Aqua Prime's unique flora. The first few days were a whirlwind of activity, with Jack and Lena working tirelessly side by side. However, not everyone was pleased with Jack's presence. Narl, an influential traditionalist, watched their every move with disdain. His presence was a constant reminder of the underlying tension. "Your methods are reckless," Narl sneered one day, his voice dripping with contempt. "You outsiders think you can save us with your primitive techniques?" Jack turned to face Narl, his gaze steady. "We're trying to help. If you have a better idea, let's hear it. Otherwise, let us do our job." Narl's eyes flashed with anger, but he remained silent, his disapproval hanging heavy in the air. The confrontation fueled Jack's determination to prove their methods could work. As days turned into weeks, the first signs of progress appeared. The algae began to thrive, creating a foundation for other marine life to flourish. Lena's excitement was contagious. "Look, Jack, the levels are stabilizing. This is incredible." Their success, however, was met with increasing sabotage attempts. One morning, Jack discovered crucial equipment tampered with, setting their efforts back. He knew Narl was behind it, but had no proof. "We need to be vigilant," Jack warned Lena. "Narl won't stop until he sees us fail." Despite the setbacks, Jack and Lena pressed on. They developed a hybrid approach, blending Earth's and Aqua Prime's technologies. The results were promising, with new species of fish starting to appear. Jack's expertise in fishing techniques played a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. One evening, as they reviewed the data, Lena turned to Jack, her eyes filled with gratitude. "Jack, your knowledge and experience are invaluable. We couldn't have come this far without you." Jack smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "It's a team effort, Lena. We're making a difference together." Just as hope seemed within reach, disaster struck. A massive storm loomed on the horizon, threatening to undo all their hard work. The winds howled, and the ocean's waves grew tumultuous. Jack and Lena scrambled to secure their equipment and protect the fragile ecosystem they had nurtured. As the storm raged, Jack's boat was tossed violently, and he struggled to keep it afloat. Lena's voice crackled over the communicator, filled with urgency. "Jack, the algae tanks are at risk. We need to stabilize them." Braving the elements, Jack maneuvered his boat closer to the shore. With Lena's guidance, they managed to secure the tanks, but the storm's fury was relentless. The damage was extensive, and their progress seemed to slip through their fingers. In the storm's aftermath, Jack surveyed the wreckage with a heavy heart. Equipment lay shattered, and the algae beds were in disarray. Narl's smug expression as he approached was infuriating. "I warned you," Narl said, his tone triumphant. "Your methods are a failure." Jack clenched his fists, resisting the urge to retaliate. "This isn't over, Narl. We'll rebuild and prove you wrong." Lena placed a reassuring hand on Jack's shoulder. "We can fix this, Jack. We won't let him win." Their resolve was tested further when a series of underwater explosions rocked the facility, clearly an act of sabotage. Jack and Lena barely escaped the danger, their lives hanging by a thread. As they regrouped, Jack's anger turned to determination. We can't let him destroy everything we've worked for. We need to rally the community and show them the truth. With renewed vigor, Jack and Lena repaired the damaged equipment and intensified their efforts. They held a town meeting, presenting their findings and the initial successes they had achieved. Lena's heartfelt plea about the future of their planet resonated with many, slowly shifting public opinion in their favor. In a dramatic confrontation, Jack exposed Narl's sabotage attempts, turning the tide of distrust. The community's support grew, and together, they faced the challenges head-on. Jack's leadership and Lena's scientific insight guided the way, creating a united front against adversity. Jack Murray stood on the observation deck, watching the alien sea. The algae beds they had painstakingly cultivated were showing signs of recovery, but the threat of sabotage loomed large. Jack's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, trying to anticipate Narl's next move. Lena approached, her expression a mix of determination and exhaustion. We've stabilized the algae tanks, but the community's faith in our project is still fragile. Narl's influence runs deep. Jack nodded, his eyes never leaving the ocean. We need to show them undeniable proof of our success. Once they see the results, Narl's words will lose their power. Their first step was to repair the damage from the recent sabotage. Jack and Lena worked tirelessly, often through the night, to restore the equipment. They devised new security protocols to prevent further interference, enlisting the help of sympathetic community members. One such ally was Aqua, a middle-aged alien with a deep connection to the sea. Aqua's support was invaluable, providing both technical expertise and a calming presence. "I've seen the ocean's decline with my own eyes," Aqua said one evening. "If anyone can turn this around, it's you two." Despite the progress, the tension was palpable. Jack could feel the weight of expectation bearing down on him. He found solace in the routine of work, each task a step towards their goal. As they reassembled the algae tanks, Jack's thoughts wandered to Coral Bay and the people who depended on him. One morning, a breakthrough occurred. The unique algae they had introduced began to flourish, creating a vibrant green carpet on the ocean floor. It attracted smaller marine creatures, and soon, signs of a rebounding ecosystem emerged. Lena's eyes sparkled with excitement as she recorded the data. "Jack, this is it," Lena exclaimed. "We've proven it can work. We just need to scale up and protect what we've built." Their success, however, was met with another setback. Narl, refusing to admit defeat, launched a propaganda campaign to discredit Jack and Lena's efforts. He spread rumors of impending environmental collapse, playing on the community's fears. Jack knew they needed a decisive victory to silence Narl. He proposed an open demonstration of their progress, inviting the entire community to witness the rejuvenation of the ocean firsthand. Lena agreed, seeing it as a chance to win over the skeptics. The day of the demonstration dawned bright and clear. The community gathered at the observation deck, their expressions a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Narl stood at the back, his eyes cold and calculating. Jack and Lena presented their findings, showcasing the flourishing algae beds and the return of marine life. They highlighted the careful balance they had achieved, emphasizing the collaboration between Earth and Aqua Prime's techniques. A murmur of approval spread through the crowd. Aqua stepped forward, his voice steady and firm. "I've seen the results with my own eyes. Jack and Lena have given us hope. We must support them, not tear them down." Narl's face twisted with anger as he realized his influence was waning. In a last-ditch effort, he accused Jack of concealing the project's true dangers. "You're playing with forces you don't understand? This will end in disaster." Jack stepped forward, his voice calm but resolute. "We've faced challenges, but we've also seen success. The only disaster would be to give up now. We need to work together for the future of our oceans." The community's support solidified, and Narl's accusations fell on deaf ears. With renewed determination, Jack and Lena expanded their efforts, enlisting more volunteers and securing additional resources. The project's momentum grew, and the ocean's recovery accelerated. Just as they celebrated their victories, another crisis struck. An underwater earthquake triggered a massive landslide, threatening to bury the algae beds and undo their progress. Jack and Lena quickly mobilized a response team, racing against time to stabilize the area. As they worked frantically, the tension peaked. Jack coordinated the efforts, directing volunteers and using all his knowledge to mitigate the damage. Lena's expertise was crucial in navigating the delicate ecosystem and preventing further collapse. The mini-climax arrived as they successfully diverted the landslide, saving the algae beds and preserving their hard-won gains. Exhausted but triumphant, Jack and Lena returned to the observation deck, greeted by cheers from the community. As the sun set over Aqua Prime, Jack felt a deep sense of accomplishment. They had overcome sabotage, skepticism, and natural disasters, emerging stronger and more united. But he knew their journey was far from over. "We've made it this far," Lena said, her voice filled with determination. "But we can't let our guard down. Narl won't stop, and there are still challenges ahead." Jack nodded, his resolve unwavering. "We'll face whatever comes next, together, for the oceans and for the future." The dawn of a new day brought a sense of cautious optimism to Aqua Prime. Jack Murray stood at the edge of the observation deck, surveying the rejuvenated algae beds below. The once desolate ocean was now teeming with life. But Jack knew the real test was yet to come. Lena joined him, her eyes reflecting the same mixture of hope and vigilance. "We've come a long way, Jack. But Narl is still a threat, and we can't afford to let our guard down." Jack nodded, his jaw set in determination. "We'll be ready. We faced worse and come out stronger. We just need to keep pushing forward." Their immediate task was to ensure the stability of the ecosystem. Jack and Lena worked with Aqua and other community members to implement a series of environmental safeguards. They installed advanced monitoring systems to detect any anomalies, ensuring they could respond swiftly to potential threats. Despite the progress, tensions simmered beneath the surface. Narl had retreated from public view, but his presence was felt everywhere. Jack suspected he was planning something drastic, a final attempt to sabotage their efforts. The uncertainty kept everyone on edge, ready for the next challenge. One evening, as Jack reviewed data in the control room, Lena burst in, her face pale with urgency. "Jack, we've detected unusual seismic activity near the central algae beds. It could be another landslide, or worse." Jack's heart pounded. "Let's move. We need to secure the area immediately." They raced to the site, coordinating with Aqua and other volunteers. The ground trembled beneath their feet as they reached the algae beds. Jack's mind raced, recalling every bit of knowledge and experience he had amassed. They needed a plan, and fast. Lena's voice cut through the chaos. "We need to reinforce the barriers and divert the potential slide path. Aqua, get the stabilizers online. Jack, coordinate with the divers to secure the lower sections." The team sprang into action. Jack directed the divers with precision, ensuring every movement counted. The tension was palpable, each second stretching into an eternity. The ground shook again, more violently this time. It felt like the planet itself was conspiring against them. As they worked, Jack noticed a shadowy figure lurking nearby. His heart sank. Narl, the alien saboteur, was orchestrating the seismic activity, using advanced technology to amplify the natural tremors. Jack's anger flared, but he forced himself to focus on the task at hand. They managed to stabilize the area just as another tremor hit. The barriers held, and the immediate danger passed. Exhausted but relieved, the team regrouped. Jack knew they couldn't let Narl's actions go unchallenged. "We need to confront him," Jack said, his voice steady but resolute. "He's crossed the line, and it's time to put an end to this." Lena and Aqua agreed. Together, they tracked Narl to an abandoned facility on the outskirts of the city. The once grand building was now a crumbling relic, a fitting hideout for someone like Narl. They approached cautiously, knowing he would be expecting them. Inside, the air was thick with tension. Narl stood at the center of the room, surrounded by an array of makeshift devices. His eyes gleamed with a dangerous intensity. "You've meddled in things you don't understand, Jack. This planet will never be yours to save." Jack stepped forward, his gaze unwavering. "It's not about saving it for me. It's about giving these people hope and a future." something you seem intent on destroying. Narl sneered. Hope is a fragile illusion, one that will shatter under the weight of reality. The confrontation escalated quickly. Narl activated a series of devices, triggering another wave of tremors. Jack and his team moved to disable the machines, their every action fraught with peril. The room shook, debris falling around them. In the midst of the chaos, Lena managed to reach the control panel. Her fingers flew over the unfamiliar controls, overriding Narl's commands. The tremors ceased, and a tense silence settled over the room. Narl, realizing his defeat, lashed out in a final act of desperation. He lunged at Jack, a makeshift weapon in hand. Jack sidestepped, using Narl's momentum against him. The two grappled, their struggle a microcosm of the larger battle for Aqua Prime's future.